Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, I am the booktuber, aka Bree. I am here to do a book haul. Again, I am embarrassed, okay? We're not going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. You know what? There's nothing to be embarrassed about, honestly, because as I always say, it could be worse. So, I have quite the book haul here. So let me just start from the beginning, okay? Basically what happened is one Saturday morning my husband and I decided, you know what, let's go yard sailing. But not only that, let's go yard sailing in like the very prestigious neighborhoods and see like what we can find. And boy did we find. So yeah, but that is not the only place that I have gotten books from. It just kind of spiraled from there. However, I will say I think like half of these are used, so yay for that. Let's just get started. I'm gonna tell you where each book is from because these are not in order anymore and I desperately need to put these on my shelf. So yeah, let's just go. And I have a very, very, very exciting purchase at the end that you'll see at the end here, okay? So the first book is from Amazon. It is A Love Letter to Whiskey by Candy Steiner. I have heard so many things about this book. I'm dying to read it. I need to read it, and the only place I could find it was Amazon. So I try not to buy books from Amazon if I can help it, but sometimes that's the only place you can get them. And then this one was sent to me by Nikki. This is actually going to be an author that we are interviewing, so for our book club Host for Pros. So she sent me and Vanessa both a copy of Threaded by Tay Rose. I cannot wait to read this. She spent her whole life craving freedom. Mariah had been prepping for this moment her entire life. Her 21st birthday was supposed to bring it with freedom. From expectation, from scrutiny, from the oppressive lord who reigns over her hometown. But when a letter arrives from the queen summoning her to the capital for a ceremony that happens only once every few hundred years, she has no choice but to follow through on this final obligation before she can achieve independence. What she did not anticipate, however, was being chosen for a future she doesn't want or deserve. If you can hear my chair, I'm sorry, it's squeaky. As Mariah is thrown into a world of cutthroat politics and ruthless power grabs, she's forced to come to terms with the mysterious powers that both terrify her and that may hold the keys to saving a world that doesn't even know it's under siege. She also finds herself drawn to the brooding, disgraced son of a lord, an unwilling member of her sworn guard, and the pool between them places Mariah in more danger than she can fathom. As they grow closer, uncovering the forgotten mysteries of their world and their gods, they begin to present a threat to the kingdom's delicate balance of power, a threat that simply cannot be ignored. Love is a weakness. Mariah must never forget that. But will she fall prey to it anyways? So this sounds so good. Obviously it's like a fantasy, like a romantasy, and I'm excited to read this. So hopefully you guys will also read it and join us for the author event. Okay. Then I got the Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. This is from Amazon. They had a book sale going on and this was one of the only ones that really caught my eye, so I got it. I've heard nothing but good things about the series, so I wanted to start it. Then Vanessa fully convinced me to purchase Hills of Shivers and Shadows by Pam Godwin. This is a dark romance about, I think, a girl that gets abducted and taken to Alaska. So yes, it definitely sounds dark, but I'm very excited. It is a chunker though, so I just got the first one to see if I like it. There's a second one, and then I think the third one comes out in August, so I will try to finish this one before then so I can see if I want to get the third one. Then from Target, I was going to just get Kindle Unlimited to read our book club pick for this month, which is May. Yes, May. Which is Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark. However, I saw they finally had it in stock at my Target. They never have this one. They have literally all the other ones, but they never have this one. And it was cheaper to just buy the book than it was to subscribe to Kindle Unlimited, which I pick and choose when I subscribe to Kindle Unlimited because sometimes I'll read Kindle Unlimited books and I know I'll get my money's worth. Sometimes I genuinely, like, there's nothing on my TBR to be read off of Kindle Unlimited. I love Kindle Unlimited, but I was gonna buy Kindle Unlimited just to read our book club pick, and it ended up being cheaper at Target, so I got that. And then I know, so this book has been on my want to read list for forever, and I've just never purchased it or read it. And then I saw it got picked up by Bloom and traditionally published. So I wanted to go ahead and get the indie version. So that is Flock by Kate Stewart. I have heard so many things about this book. I don't even know, like, people either love it or they hate it, and I can't wait to figure out what boat I'm in. So I want to read this because the other ones there's 3 in the series. The other ones are getting traditionally published, and there's just something about an indie published book that I love. So I want to read this soon so I can go ahead and buy the other 2 if I like it before it gets traditionally published, and then I won't have a matching set. I'm weird, I know, it's okay. Then I went to this bookstore called Second and Charles. It's like a buy, trade, sell type bookstore. They have books, records, pop figures, video games, I mean, you name it, they have it. And I have seen this book all over TikTok and people just raving about it. Now, mind you, I have not read a Nicholas Sparks book since I was young, so I really don't know how I'm gonna feel about this, but it is Nicholas Sparks' The Wish. Yeah, it's based in North Carolina's Outer Banks, which all of his books are usually based in North Carolina because I think that's where he lives, that's where he's from. As you know, I also reside in North Carolina, so I'm very excited to see what I think of this. I was gonna get it from the library. I was actually on the hold list for this from the library, but the wait is so long. I got this for less than $8, so you can't beat it. And then another book that I got from Second and Charles that was used is Prep by Curtis Sittenfeld. I just think this book looks very interesting. It's sold out on Book of the Month, and I saw they had it. This is a hardcover. It's in pretty good condition, and I saw that they had it for $7.25, so I bought it. And I think what I'm going to do with this one, there's like a piece of paper in here. I think what I'm going to do with this one is, now I'm like curious if that's where this person like stopped reading, if this was their bookmark. It kind of looks like it might have been. Anyways, I'm going to do an author taste test book video of Curtis Sittenfeld because I also have a Book of the Month book called Romantic Comedy by this author. So I want to read this book and Romantic Comedy in the same vlog and just kind of see how I feel about their work. But yeah, I got that. And then I also got this book, which is on Book of the Month, but I saw it at Second and Charles, and it was like $1 more to buy it at Second and Charles than it would have been to get it from Book of the Month. And I've been so curious about this book. I feel like this was one of the first thriller books I heard about on TikTok that everybody was talking about, and it is Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. I've kind of been putting this book off, to be honest with you, because I have a huge fear and like of talking things like technology. Like when I was younger, I got traumatized by a talking toy, and ever since then, like, I just very traumatized by it. So this is all about like the horrors of a smart home, essentially. And so I've been putting it off, but I'm good. I'm on meds now. I'm on meds now. And I have been for like a year now, so I think I'm ready to read this. I want to know what the hype is about, and this will be amazing for a couple of readathons coming up. Actually, I have the Amazing Readathon where I'm on Team Spooky, and then I also have Summerween coming up, so I can't have enough thriller books, and I'm going to start a new pile so it doesn't get in the camera frame. And then moving on to the yard sale books, I think I cashed out at these yard sales. I got 3 books for $2. So the first book I got was from a different place. So I got The Giver by Lois Lowry. I love this cover, and I've been wanting to read this book because I haven't read it since I was in school, and I honestly don't really remember too much about it. but I thought this was super cute, and it was $1, so I couldn't give it up. So I got that, and then the other yard sale that we went to was 2 books for $1. You guys, when I saw this book, I audibly gasped, and then the guy goes, 2 for $1, and I was like, deal. I got Heaven and Earth Grocery Store by James McBride. This was, I believe, the Barnes & Noble Book of the Year last year. As you can see, their copy is also from Barnes & Noble. It's brand new. There's literally not a scratch. There is a Nike women's tag, but this book retails for $28. So, yeah. I'm stoked to read this. I will definitely let you know my thoughts. So I got that for 50 cents. And then he was like 2 for $1, so I was like, you know what, let me just pick one more. All the other ones were like cookbooks and stuff like that. So I got this. I've never heard of it. It's called Helltown by Casey Sherman. Before Charles Manson, there was Tony Costa, the serial killer of Cape Cod. So I'm assuming this is a fiction story based on a serial killer in Cape Cod, which honestly, very summary sounding. So also, again, mystery thriller for readathons. So yeah, 50 cents, you can't beat it. If I hate it, it's fine. And then these 3 books I did pick up from Barnes & Noble. I have had my eye on 2 of them for a very long time, and one of them just came out. I say a very long time, but I've been wanting to read them. And one of them just came out, and I could not. I will tell you why I picked it up. But before I get to that one, the 2 that I've been wanting to read, Every Time I Go on Vacation Someone Dies by Catherine Mack. The main reason that I wanted to read this one is because Vanessa told me about it, and it's blurbed by Elle Casimano, which she wrote the Finley Donovan series, one of my favorite series, one of my comfort series. I love that series. Also, this cover is really cute, and it's giving very summer vibes. Geneva Rose, Nina Simon, Liv Constantine, all of them blurbed this book. So I'm very excited about it. I think it's essentially about an author who is writing killing off one of her characters, and 10 days, 8 suspects, 6 cities, 5 authors, 3 bodies, one trip to die for. Yeah, so also the inside is very cute. So yeah, got that book from Barnes & Noble. Then I also picked up this book because I've heard so many good things about it. The people that I trust to review books, like because we have very similar tastes, have all rated it 4 to 5 stars. And I saw that it was 10% off of Barnes & Noble, plus you get 10% off if you're a member, so it was 20% off. I went ahead and picked up The Rachel Incident by Caroline O'Donoghue. This is a literary fiction following a girl throughout her life, just kind of the ups and downs of life in Ireland. Oh wait, I don't know if it's in Ireland, but a brilliantly funny novel about friends, lovers, Ireland in chaos, and a young woman desperately trying to manage all 3. So, Gabrielle Zevin, who wrote Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, as well as The Storied Life of A.J. Finke, I don't remember, blurbed this, as well as Ellen Hilderbrand, which I've not read an Ellen Hilderbrand book, but I have heard great things, so I'm very excited about this book. And then the book that just came out that I picked up, I couldn't say no to this, is Swiped by L.M. Chilton. Literally the blurb on here at the top says, "As if Bridget Jones found herself in a Scream film. Murderously Clever" by Rupert Holmes, who's the author of Murder Your Employer. You guys, I'm going to read you the first sentence because this sounds so good. Let me tell you the details and then I'll read you the first sentence. Okay. Gwen Turner has made a bloody mess of her life. She recently broke up with the most wonderful man she's ever known and quit a lucrative job to open her own failing coffee shop. To top it all off, her best friend is getting married and leaving her behind in singlehood. Along with too much cheap wine and bad reality TV, Gwen turns to a dating app to help fill the void in her life. Swiping through the few eligible bachelors left in town, she spends her evenings out on one disastrous date after another. When a string of murders occurs in her small coastal city, she's shocked by the connection between all the victims. They've each been on a date with her. Before she knows what's happening, Gwen finds herself the main suspect in a serial killer's spree, and the only way she can clear her name is to track down her former dates, even those who have ghosted her, and unmask the murderer before it's too late. The mystifying world of online dating gets a terrifying, clever, and darkly hilarious twist in L.M. Chilton's unputdownable comedic thriller. So, I will be reading this for the Amazing Readathon. It is a thriller, it says so. It sounds so good. Let me read you the first little bit of the book because, you guys, it sold me. Okay. I've done some bad things. I don't mean your everyday run-of-the-mill misdemeanors. Listen, I'll freely admit I've got at least 2 more credit cards than I need, a mild potato chip addiction, and I really need to work on my core. No, I'm talking about the truly awful things, the ones you'd like to bury so deep that you can pretend they never actually happened. Rough estimate, I'd say I've done maybe 14 things total that the Dalai Lama would raise a concerned eyebrow at. That's all I'm gonna read. I'm so excited to read this book. It's also this cover, like, let's just talk about that. Okay. I got one more book from Target, and then I'll show you the books I'm really excited about and something that I got that was not a book but is still very bookish. So I'm currently reading this and I'm absolutely like devouring it. It's so good. It is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I love this book. If you guys are interested at all in reading this, I highly recommend it. Also, Katie and Rainey have this as their book club pick for May, which is the Tortured Readers Department. Love that name. They're reading this for May. I have been taking my time with this, honestly. I'm on page 256, and so I have a little bit more to go, but I'm loving this. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, I'm just really enjoying it. I'm enjoying my time. I'm taking my time. It's very nice. And then the last 3 books that I got, I did get from Second and Charles, the buy, sell, use bookstore. We were checking out, and one of the people that worked there was in the back, and she had these in her hands, and my jaw fell to the floor when I saw these. I said, oh my gosh. She looked at me and she went, I know, we just got these in. And I said, are you gonna buy them? And she goes, no, I'm not. Do you want them? Absolutely, yes, I do. Not only do I want them, I need them in my life. They were such a good price too. I got all 3 of these for 50 bucks. So son, if you're watching this is your retirement fund, okay? Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I got all 3 of the OG. I'm just missing one because they never did Silver Flames in this cover. Of the Court of Thorns and Roses, ACOTAR. I got all 3 of the first ones in their original covers, you guys. And they're in great condition. The first one's got a little bit yellowing, but there's no bends. There's literally no creases on the spines. These 2 are immaculate. These 2 are absolutely, like, they're freaking brand new. I genuinely, like, I do not know how. Anyways, this sparked a whole new idea. I moved bookshelves behind me. I'm gonna get more for over there again, but that is gonna be my special edition bookshelves because honestly, these deserve their own space, okay? These cannot be with my other books. They need to be in a glass case. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Also, why Sarah J. Maas? Why did we change these? These covers are amazing. Why did we go away from these covers? I don't understand. Yeah, so I got all 3. I'm just missing the last one. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And then the last thing I got was from Barnes & Noble. My son was looking at their puzzles and I've never looked at their puzzles really. I went over there, I saw this, and I was like, oh my god, I have to have it. It's a romance puzzle. Look at how cute this is. So I don't know if you guys know, I love puzzles. This is actually a puzzle behind me that I did, that I framed because I just love it so much. So yeah, very into puzzles. But I don't like to buy a lot of puzzles because I want, if I do a puzzle, I want it to be a puzzle that I would want to hang up on my wall. And I could definitely see this being hung up somewhere in this room for sure. So that is everything I got with this book haul. I know I was supposed to be on a book buying ban, but you guys, it's hard. I am still trying to do my TBR thing, but there's just so many good books that come out in the summer, and I just, yeah, I don't need to explain myself. Maybe I do, I don't know. Anyways, it's fine. I literally, I would not have these had this not been, had it not been for this video. So anyways, okay, well, that is my book haul. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I want you guys to know I am planning on putting or doing a May wrap up. However, I'm debating doing like a fun, I haven't done a wrap up in a very long time. I'm debating doing it in a fun way. But yeah, that should be coming soon. I should have a couple of videos coming very soon. I just posted one with Vanessa where we went to a bunch of bookstores together. We did a bookstore crawl, and bought way too many books. But it was so fun. I don't regret it at all. Hey guys, so this is actually a continuation of the haul. So it was Memorial Day weekend, and Barnes & Noble was doing 3 times points, and yeah, I got a couple more books. I did not just get them from Barnes & Noble though. I got them from Barnes & Noble, Second and Charles, which is like a used bookstore, and then I also got some from Target. So without further ado, let's just finish up this haul. Okay, so from Target I got Forever Interrupted by Taylor Jenkins Reid, as well as Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I love her romances so much, and I've been wanting these, and together they were like less than $9 a piece, so yeah, couldn't say no. I have read, what's it called? I have read After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid and absolutely adored it. So yeah, I tend to like more romances that are like more nitty and gritty, like real, versus just like cheesy kind of like Hallmark movies. So I just love her writing. And then from Barnes & Noble I did get 3 books, so let me grab them. Okay, so I went and I got this book. It's called I Hope This Finds You Well by Natalie Sue. So there's a couple reasons why I got this book. The first one, the synopsis sounds amazing, which I will read it to you in a minute. Another reason, Shelby Van Pelt, who is the author of Remarkably Bright Creatures, did a little blurb on this. And then on the back, more authors that I love, such as Elle Cosimano, the author of Finley Donovan is Killing It, which is one of my favorite series. And Ashley Poston, who wrote The Dead Romantics, The 7-Year Slip. She has a new book coming out, a novel love story. All blurbed this book, so I was intrigued by that. Also, it's pink and beautiful, but it's hilarious. It sounds hilarious. So I'll just read you the little blurb thing at the top. I'm not going to read you the entire synopsis because it's literally like that long, but it says, in this wildly funny and heartwarming office comedy, an admin worker accidentally gains access to her colleagues' private emails and DMs and decides to use this intel to save her job. A Laugh Till You Cry debut novel you'll be eager to share with your entire list of contacts. Perfect for fans of Anxious People and Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine, which are 2 of my favorite books. I love those books so much. And then I just picked up 2 more books from Barnes & Noble. This one I am going to plan on reading for the Amazing Readathon next month, so I'm very excited about it. I also love anthologies, which are short stories, short horror stories. So this is Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke by Eric LaRocca. I'm sorry, Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke and Other Misfortunes. Like I said, this is just a collection of short horror stories. I'll give you a little taste. Whirlpool of darkness churns at the heart of a macabre, I don't know how to say that word, ballet between two lonely young women in an internet chat room in the early 2000s. A darkness that threatens to forever transform them once they finally succumb to their most horrific desires. I'll just read you the other two too. A couple isolates themselves on a remote island in an attempt to recover from their teenage son's death, when a mysterious young man knocks on their door during a storm. And then the last one says, and a man confronts his neighbor when he discovers a strange object in his backyard, only to be drawn into an ever more dangerous game. So it sounds like there's 3 short stories in here, and yeah, I'm excited to see what that's about. I know there's a few other that he wrote. And then the last book I got from Barnes & Noble was actually Late Bloomer by Maisie Eddings. I've heard really good things about this book. Allie Hazelwood blurbed it and said that it reminded her of a Taylor Swift song in a book form, so obviously I was sold. And also, can we just talk about this cover? It's actually gorgeous. So along with that, at Barnes & Noble they had their clearance sale, which is a sale that they do where they have all these things on clearance. If you buy one, you get something for $1 from clearance. So when I saw these 2 things, I could not pass it up. You guys, I was shocked that I was even able to get these things. So I got 2 candles. Sorry if you couldn't hear that. I got 2 candles from Homesick. I got the Slytherin as well as the Gryffindor. So these had a cheap $20 sticker on it. So I got one for $20 and one for $1. So for both of these candles, I paid $21. Whereas their MSRP is $44 a piece. I am so excited about these. I've had my eye on these for a while, but I just cannot. I'm not the kind of person that would spend $44 on a candle. So, oh, and it smells so good. The Gryffindor one I think might be my favorite. Just smells like, I don't know, it just smells like home. And then the Slytherin one smells really good too. Just smells more like manly, if that makes any sense. I don't know how to explain any of this, but love it. You love to see it. I cannot believe I got these for $21 together. Okay, and then the last book that I got was from a used bookstore called Second and Charles. I've heard amazing things about this book and I've been wanting to read it. And yeah, it is another book that I could read for the Amazing Readathon because I think it is a horror book. So it is The Grace Year by Kim Liggett. I got this book, it's brand new condition, for $7.95. So love to see it. I cannot wait to read this. I've heard this is very similar to Hunger Games, The Power, Handmaid's Tale, things like that. But basically this book is about girls who, as soon as they turn 16, they get sent off to the woods. Something happens. It says, nobody speaks of the Grace Year. It's forbidden. In Garner County, girls are banished for their 16th year to release their magic into the wild so they can return purified and ready for marriage. But not all of them will make it home alive. Tierney James dreams of a better life, but as her own Grace Year draws near, she quickly realizes that there's more to fear about the Grace Year than the brutal elements and the poachers in the woods. Their greatest threat may very well be each other. So, very excited to read this. Also, I didn't tell you what Late Bloomer is about. So I'll just read you this really quick too. Winning the lottery has ruined Opal Devlin's life. After quitting her dead-end job where she'd earned minimum wage and even less respect, she's bombarded by people knocking at her front door for a handout the second they find out her bank account is overflowing with cash, and Opal can't seem to stop saying yes. With her tender heart thoroughly abused, Opal decides to protect herself by any means necessary, which to her translate to putting almost all of her new money into buying a failing flower farm in Asheville, North Carolina, to let the flowers live out their plant destiny while she uses a cabin on the property to launch her artistic career. So I actually am from North Carolina, so, well, I wasn't born here, but like I live in North Carolina, so this is very exciting. I'm very familiar with Asheville. But her plans for isolation and self-preservation go hopelessly awry when an angry, albeit gorgeous, Pepper Bowden is waiting for her at the new farm. Pepper states she is the rightful owner of the Thistle and Bloom farm and she isn't moving out. The unlikely pair strike up an agreement of cohabitation and butt heads at every turn. Can these opposites both live out their dreams and plant roots? Or will their combustible arguing and growing attraction burn the whole place down? So yeah, very excited. That is all for my haul. I know that's quite a few books. So yeah, and I know there was books before this too. So thank you so much for watching this video. I am on a book buying ban. I am only allowed from here on out to buy books that fit within my book budget for the month. So hopefully that works out for me. It's very difficult because June and July are like prime release months for books. But you know what? We can hold off and contain ourselves to get some of these off of the TBR. So thank you so much for watching, you guys. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If any of these are on your TBR, let me know in the comments below. Or if you've read them, let me know what you thought of them. No spoilers, please. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.